Is devastating the better part of our gem state, and this is just a look at right now the Nethker fire over in Bergdorf. This is just where it's all shaping up right now. This is the model, the 3D model that we're getting of how this fire is burning, and I wanted just to point this out because we're at risk of some more wildfires this weekend and again in our mountains. So you're probably wondering, well, what is clouds and precipitation? Why am I showing you this graphic if we're having a wildfire concern? Well, I'm showing you the lack of precipitation that we're having. So even though we're seeing these green patches here and there where you would see some isolated bouts of rain, it's really not that much, and it's creating really dry conditions, which is the perfect recipe for a wildfire, especially when we have some lightning in our forecast. Again, we're not seeing much of any rain, if anything. I mean, you might see a couple green spots here and there, but not enough to keep things moist enough to essentially prevent a wildfire from happening. So that's why I'm showing you this. And because we're not having so much rain, it's now giving us this. So everything that you see in pink right now is under this red flag warning. It'll be in effect until tomorrow, so Saturday until 10 a.m. That could easily get extended longer, but for now it's in place until 10 a.m. Saturday. Noon to midnight are really those zones that are looking like those hot spots. Storms and abundant lightning and the gusty winds are really, again, with these dry conditions, are a recipe for a wildfire, a disaster to say the least. The mountains are the most vulnerable right now. So this is a look at the severe weather risk for today. We can see that the better part of our area, mostly Oregon, but going into Idaho, as you can see right here, it is going to be affected by some thunderstorms, and that's where it gets a little scary and a little sketchy. Now, Saturday has the highest probability, the biggest surface area that's going to be the most affected. You can see that we're at that risk of severe storms. So you got to keep that in mind if you're heading to the mountains. Even here in Boise, we're at risk. You can see Sunday isn't as bad as it is Saturday, but it's just, again, important to remember. Now, I'm showing you the McCall extended forecast, mostly because Saturday and Sunday is when we're expecting, it's about that 40% chance of having those lightning and thunderstorms, and that's, again, where it becomes a doozy. So now we're going to move into today. These are our highs for today in the Treasure Valley. You can see that we're 90s all across the board, which is hot, but it's okay, not for long, because before you know it, it's going to cool down. But for right now, today we're expecting those higher temperatures. So 90s all around throughout the Treasure Valley. Our west central mountains, we're showing the mid to high 80s. Not too shabby. If we continue upward into our west central mountain search, you'll see that that trend kind of continues. McCall is really the only one that has that quote unquote cool down with 78 degrees. East Central Mountains, we see 75 in Stanley, 81 in Fairfield, 74 in Sun Valley. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at our Magic Valley, you can see that we're having just not, again, a cool down. It's just hot, 84, 88, 86 all around. Now, let's take a look at that extended forecast where I can show you what I mean by we're having a little bit of a cool down. So if you take a look, Friday, 91 degrees, Saturday and Sunday, we have that 80 to 78, but then we're going to pick back up with that heat again next week.